now we will be creating a program to calculate investments, and obviously the goal of this application is to retrieve input from the user. But to get started, we will hard code some values here and we will later adjust the program to take the user inputs. So the program we are going to build here will need to deal with multiple different values like the principal, the investment amount, and the expected annual return and the investment horizon. And so to make our code readable and understandable, we will store these values under variables. In Go, we create variables through various methods. We will talk about them during the creation of the program. And let us now just change the name of the program to the one that we actually want and what the program actually does. So here we are going to write an investment calculator program. So the name should be investment calculator.go. So now we will declare a variable here with the name of investment amount. In Go, you declare such a variable using the var keyword, then you give it a name of your choice. And also in Go programs, we commonly use camel casing naming convention. That is, the first word starts with the lowercase, like here we have investment amount. So the first word will have a lowercase initialization, and the other word or words, just suppose if rupees is there, so it will be a capital letter. So the uppercase, all the other words apart from the first one will be uppercase letters. So this is how we declare commonly in Go. So here we are going to declare three variables. The first is investment amount. Let us give it a value of 1000. And the other one is expected return rate. Let us give it 5.5. And we have the tenure, that is years. So for 10 years. Now this is one of the methods of declaring variables, but as it looks repetitive, so well, what we can do is we can declare it all at once using this method. So what we can do is var and then this. Let us just paste it here. And remove this. See, we have successfully declared all the variables. And now there is one more method, that is, see, now we are explicitly giving these values, and what we can do is we can remove this and add a colon over here that will tell Go that this is a variable. Now we have all the variables declared here, and it says that the variables are declared, but we are not still using it. So let us now use it with, let us just go ahead and create a new variable, future value, and we'll be directly creating it here. Yeah, so it should be investment amount into 1 plus expected return rate. Oh, let us remove this, divided by 100. So it says there's a problem, so we add a parenthesis here. And now, yeah, so investment amount and this mismatch type int and float 64. So this is a float 64 and this is int. And yeah, float 64 is this. Yeah, perfect. So what we can do is, let us just convert this using the built-in float 64 function here, and see, perfect. Now the variable is properly declared with the float 64 value. And let's go ahead with the with using this one now. So now we also have to take care of years. So the formula basically is investment amount into this, and here we should have math dot power of, it is supposed to be accepting two values here, so years, and we see math is also imported here now, and math dot power stands for power, and what it does is the first value and the second value. Just suppose we are giving c x power y, so that's what's happening here. And let's see what the problem, it says cannot use years again, so we need to convert it to float 64. Float 64, so we need to change this to float 64, and let us just close this, and fmt dot println future value. So let us import the package. Okay, think we'll have to import it here. Put math and the other packages fmt. Okay, so printer, fine. So as we can see, we have successfully created the program. Now we will run it. Sorry, the name of the program is changed. Investment calculator.go. Yay, perfect. So this is the value that we got, and perfect, the program is completed. Also, now we can see in two places we had to explicitly convert the variable type. So what we can do is we can change it here. Variable investment amount is float 64, and we have to remove this because explicitly we are making it as float 64. And the other one, that is years, again we'll do the same with that. That is var years float 64, and yes, this is how we have changed it, and this one is already a float 64 value. So let us just run and check if this works. Amazing, this one also worked. So now that we have all these three variables over here, but it still looks repetitive, what we can do is, yes, so let's add this one here, then this, okay, and their respective values, 10, and remove it from here. So fine, so this code looks a bit readable now, and we know that the respective values are present over here, and all these three are float 64, and float 64. So we do not need this anymore, and we'll remove it from here also. Yeah, perfect. Let us just run this one and check if it works. Voila, perfect, it works. Now that we have our program ready, but we expect these variables to take input from the user. So what we can do now is, so there's a built-in function from the fmt package, that is scan. What this function does is, this will take an input from the user through the terminal and will populate this variable. So let's do that here, and so scan invest amount, and then let's scan this one, take the input for years also. So years, and this line of code we'll just comment it out. What does it say? It says that this is undefined, that is, this is not declared. So we can just declare it like this. So all the values are float 64 now. Let's just run this program once again. Say 0. Why does it say 0? So the problem here is we are supposed to give an address of the variable, that means a pointer to the variable, instead of giving the variable directly. This saves your time, the memory will be efficient, and a good garbage collection will happen. So now we have given the, what do we say, pointer to it, and let us just run it. See, now it says nothing. That means it is expecting a value from the user. So we will give 1000. So it went inside. So this is the first value. So this went inside investment amount. We'll be giving 5.5 now and 10 again. So we have got the answer here, the result 1708, similar to the previous outputs. And so to make it better understandable by the user, what we can do is fmt.print. You can give a print statement as enter investment amount, and yes, and then the next should be enter return rate, and then years, enter years. Perfect. Now let us just run this one. See, enter investment amount. So 1000 we have entered. Return rate should be, yeah, again 5.5, and years will be for 10 years. So we have got the answer now. It is 1708. Perfect. This one works. This is how we actually take the user input.